In this session, we are going to discuss the questions from the chapter Our Environment. As usual, we will be discussing 1 mark question, 2 mark question, 3 mark questions and 5 mark question. So let's begin with 1 mark question. First question, in the given food chain, if the amount of energy at the 4th tropic level is 4 kilojoule, what will be the energy available at the producer level? And the given food chain is grass, grasshopper, frog and snake. So this is an applied question from the part food chain. Now tropic level is actually the space occupied by an organism in a food chain. So the lowermost level will be that of a producers, that is plants. Then above plants you will have the primary consumers or those which eat plants, and above primary consumers you have secondary consumers. So secondary consumers are those which feed on the primary consumers. So the tropic level is maximum limited to a number maximum to 4. So now the question is, the 4th tropic level will have an energy of 4 kilojoule. Now we have studied the 10% rule. So in that we have studied that from one tropic level to another tropic level, only 10% of energy is being transferred. Rest of the energy is being utilized by the organism. So for its own purpose, to maintain its own life process. So now we have here the 4th tropic level will be that of snake. So it said that snake gets an energy of 4 kilojoule. Now what will be the energy available to grass? So you have to multiply it 3 times. So then the answer will be 4000. Like the snake will have 4 kilojoule, the frog will have 40, and the grasshopper will have 400 and the grass will have 4000 kilojoule. So the answer will be D, that is 4000 kilojoule. Now, second question, which among the following is an artificial ecosystem? So, the option given are lake, forest, pond and crop field. So, here the answer will be crop field. Though lake also can be a man-made one, here it means a natural lake only. So, considering that, the man-made or the artificial ecosystem will be that of a crop field. Question number 3, which of the following is a terrestrial ecosystem? So we have studied that ecosystem can be broadly categorized into terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem. So in the given option you have forest, lake, pond and an aquarium. So all these, or the lake, pond or aquarium, it is aquatic. So the correct option will be option A, that is forest. Now question number 4, what will happen if all the deer are killed in a given food chain? So the given food chain is grass, deer and lion. So what will happen? So if all the deer are being killed, then what will happen is there will be no deer to feed on the grass. So what happens is the amount of grass will increase. And what happened to lion is, lion will not have any food to eat because there are no more deer left. So what will happen is the grass will increase and the population of lion will decrease. So the answer will be D, that is the population of grass decreases. The population of grass increases and that of lion decreases. Now coming to question number 5, which of the following is a biotic component of an ecosystem? So we know that ecosystem has both biotic and abiotic components. So in the given example, in the given option, you have option A as humus, option B bacteria, option C plants and option D fungi. So in this the non-living part is humus. So the answer will be option A. Now coming to question number 6, which of the following pair belong to the category of primary consumers? So option A is eagle and snake. So we know that eagle and snake, they do not feed directly on plants, hence they are not primary consumers. Now coming on to option B, grasshopper and cattle. Yes, grasshopper feed on grass, and cattle also feed on grass and other plants, right? So the option will be option B. Now question number 7, in a food chain the third trophic level is always occupied by. So trophic level is the space or the place occupied by an organism in a food chain. So we have in the lower level as a producer, then we have a primary consumer, which is otherwise a herbivore, or those which feed upon the producer. So the first trophic level will be occupied by the producer, second trophic level will be occupied by the primary consumer or the herbivore, and the third trophic level will be occupied by those who feed on the herbivore, those are carnivores. So the answer will be option B, that is carnivore. Now question number 8, first link in any food chain is usually green plants. Why? Option A, they are widely distributed. Then option B, they are fixed at one place in the soil. Then option C, they alone have the capacity to synthesize food using sunlight. Option D, they are more herbivores, there are more herbivores than carnivores. So the answer will be option C, that is only the plants will have the ability to prepare their own food. Question number 9, trophic level in an organism represent A, oxygen level, B, water level, C, energy level, D, salt level. Here we have to recall the Lindeman's 10% rule, that is from one trophic level to other trophic level only 10% of the energy is being transferred. So trophic level basically represent, we can say, energy level. So the right answer will be option C. Now question number 10, which of the following is a logical sequence of a food chain? So here option A, producer, consumer and decomposer. Option B, producer, decomposer, consumer. Option C, consumer, producer and decomposer. Option D, decomposer, producer and consumer. So here the most logical answer will be option A, that is from producer to the consumer, then finally to the decomposers. Now coming on to the assertion reason type of question. Assertion reason, two statements will be given, and if the second statement, that is the reason statement is the correct explanation of the assertion, then the option will be A, that is assertion is correct, reason is correct, and reason is the correct explanation for assertion, then the option will be A. Now if the assertion and reason are correct but reason is not the correct explanation, then the option will be B. Now option C will be the assertion is true but the reason is false, and for option D, the statement assertion is wrong but reason is true. So the first question from assertion reason here, herbivores are called first order consumer. Yes, that is a correct statement because herbivores directly feed on the producers. Now the reason is tiger is a top carnivore. No, the reason here both the statements are correct, but reason is not the correct explanation for assertion. Hence the option will be B. Now the next question, assertion flow of energy in a food chain is unidirectional. The reason is energy captured by the autotrophs does not revert back to the solar input and it passes to herbivores. Yes, both the statements are correct and reason is the correct explanation because we have studied that energy flows only in one direction, that is from the sun to the plant, from the plant to the first order consumers, and then from the first order consumers to the second order consumers. So energy cannot be reversely transferred. Hence both the statements are correct and reason is the correct explanation for assertion, and the option will be option A. Now assertion, the first trophic level is in a food chain is always a green plant. Recent green plants are the producers of the ecosystem. So we have seen that question before as well. The first tropic level will always be plants because only they have the ability to synthesize their own food. Here both the statements are correct and the reason is the correct explanation for assertion. Hence the option is again A. Now next question, decomposers keep the environment clean. The recent statement, they recycle the matter by breaking down the organic remains and the waste products of plants and animals. Yes, both the statements are correct and reason is again the correct explanation for the assertion statement. So the answer will be A. Next question, the concentration of harmful chemicals is more in human beings. So reason is man is at the apex of the food chain. Yes, because we have studied a process called biomagnification. That is the accumulation, that is one harmful effect of the food chain, the accumulation of harmful effects. So it gets multiplied as the tropic level increases. So since we being the second order or at the apex of food chain, the concentration of harmful chemicals in human beings would be more. So here both the statements are correct and reason is the correct explanation for assertion. So the answer is A. Now coming on to 2 mark questions. The first question is, give scientific terms for the following. A, the process of eating and being eaten. B, the relationship between abiotic and biotic component. So now first question is the process. First part is the process of eating and being eaten. So we know that is a definition of food chain. Now the relationship between biotic and abiotic component is nothing but ecosystem. Now question number 2, what is meant by environment? Name its component. So environment is aggregate of all external conditions and their influence affecting the life and development of an organism in its natural habitat. And it has 2 components, that is the biotic component, which comprises the living matter, that is the plants, animals and the microorganism, and abiotic components, which are basically the non-living components consisting mainly of air, water, soil, temperature, humus, etc. Coming on to question number 3, mention the 2 functions of ecosystem. So interaction of any ecosystem refers to its functions. These interactions can be, it helps in the biogeochemical cycle. So biogeochemical cycle is nothing but the cyclic transfer between living and non-living components. Then it also helps in the flow of energy. We have seen that the energy is being transferred from one tropic level to the other tropic level. Now question number 4 is, what is 10% law? Give an example. So we have seen this. So according to 10% law, only 10% of the energy is being made available to the next tropic level. For example, if the energy available at the producer level is 1000 joule, then the energy at the next level will only be 10% of the 1000, that is 100 joule. Now question number 5, what is biomagnification and give its causes? The increased concentration of chemical at any tropic level is called biomagnification. Now it occurs due to excessive use of pesticides which enter our food chain. So question number 6, explain why a food chain consists of only few steps. Write a food chain having 5 steps. Now food chain consists of only few steps because in a food chain, energy decreases at each successive tropic level. Due to this, energy available at higher tropic level reduces step by step. So if a food chain has 6 or more than 6 steps, energy will not be sufficient for the survival of organism at higher tropic level or the 6th tropic level. Now for the second part of a question, write a food chain having 5 steps. You can write grass, grasshopper, insect, frog and then snake. Now coming on to 3 mark question. DDT was sprayed in minute amount on plant was detected in higher concentration in man. How did it happen? Explain. What do you understand by the term non-biodegradable substances? Now, DDT, when it was sprayed on plant, was detected in higher concentration in humans. So the process is called biological magnification. So you have to write this happened by a process known as biological magnification. So when pesticides like DDT are used to protect crop from pest, so these are basically non-biodegradable substance. So they enter the soil. From the soil they are absorbed by the plants along with water and minerals. So when the plants are being consumed by other organisms, they get accumulated at different trophic level. As human beings occupy the top position in a food chain, maximum concentration of such harmful chemicals get accumulated in the human body. Now for the second part of question, what do you understand by the term non-biodegradable substance? The answer is a non-biodegradable material can be defined as a kind of substance which cannot be broken down by natural organism and act as a source of pollution. Now the second question, define a food chain. What is the significance of food chain? So the food chain is a linear sequence of organisms through which nutrients and energy pass from one organism to another. So in a food chain, each organism occupies a different trophic level defined by how many energy transfers separate it from the basic input of the chain. So it is basically a linear sequence. You need to write only the first sentence, that is a food chain is a linear sequence of organisms through which nutrient and energy pass as one organism eat another. Now what is the significance of food chain? So in a food chain, there is the transfer of food from one trophic level to another trophic level. Now it also provides the information about the living component of the ecosystem. And the other significance is it helps in the flow of energy in an ecosystem. Now it is also used to understand the interaction and interdependence amongst different organisms in an ecosystem. Now coming on to 5-mark question. So define an ecosystem. What are the components? These questions can be either asked as a 5-mark, 3-mark or even a 2-mark. So depending upon that, you have to explain and write the answer. If you are asked a 3-mark question, you just have to define and you just have to mention what are the components. But when the question is asked for 5-mark, you need to explain what each component is. So here the first part of question is define an ecosystem. So ecosystem can be defined as a community or a group of living organisms that live and interact with each other in a specific environment. Now when coming the next part of the questions, what are the components? So basically the components of ecosystem are biotic components and abiotic component. Then you need to explain the biotic component. So the biotic component basically includes the living matter or the living component of the ecosystem, so which include producers. So producers, example is green plants. So producers are those organisms which can photosynthesize and prepare their own food. Now consumers again, you have the primary consumers and the secondary consumers. So the primary consumers are those organisms which directly depend upon the green plant for their food. So example is herbivore. Then coming on to the second order consumers, that is those organisms which feed on the herbivores or the primary consumers. They are called the secondary consumers or the carnivores. Then there are also secondary carnivores and tertiary carnivores, that depending upon the level of food chain. So if the food chain is having 5 steps, so in that the topmost organism will be a tertiary carnivore. So that depends upon the how long the food chain is. Then again another important component is the decomposers. So decomposers are the organisms that help in the process of nutrient recycling, or they add nutrient to the soil by breaking down the living components of the ecosystem. Now you have to write about the abiotic components. Abiotic components include light, water, soil, temperature, etc. So you can just write light is very important for photosynthesis, and also water is very important for plant for their process of photosynthesis to take place. We have studied that in the chapter life process as well. Now soil is also very important to get nutrients, and also temperature and air are equally important. Now coming on to the next question, what is ozone? Describe how ozone is formed. What steps are being taken to limit this damage? Now ozone is an isotope of oxygen, that is, it's a molecule formed by 3 atoms of oxygen. Now this is the first part of the question. Now the second part that has been asked is describe how the ozone is formed. So the formation of ozone is when during the origin of life on Earth, some of the underwater microorganisms were able to photosynthesize, due to which molecular oxygen was released in the atmosphere. This oxygen released to the stratosphere, where it began to interact with the ultraviolet radiations coming from the sun to form the free oxygen, and the free oxygen combines with the molecular oxygen to form ozone. Now the third part of the question, you can also chemically represent it like O plus O2 gives O3. So, and also the UV component of sunlight is very important for this reaction to take place. Now the third part of the question is what steps are being taken to limit the damage of ozone layer. So we know that the ozone is depleting in the stratosphere, and if the ozone is being depleted, then the sun's ultraviolet radiation will reach the earth and it will lead to many problems. For example, the skin cancer, or it will damage the immune system as well. So what are the steps being taken? So there was the United Nations Environment Program. It succeeded in forging an agreement between the nations to freeze chlorofluorocarbons production to 1986 levels. So this is the major component. The CFCs, or the chlorofluorocarbons, are responsible for this ozone depletion. So there was a protocol which is not mentioned in the textbook, but the name, if you want to remember, you can remember. It's a Montreal Protocol. It is regarded as one of the most successful international agreement championed by the United Nations Environment Program. So because of the efforts taken by the United Nations, we were able to control, we were able to limit the production of CFCs, and thereby control the ozone depletion.